Let's practice the COUNTA formula in Excel 2013. Imagine having a sports academy where we want to keep track of attendance, and you want to recognize certain students with really good attendance at a certain percentage. So we have different students here, and we have different days of the month, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and normally there's between 28 and 31 days in a month, but for now, just for the sake of simplicity, we'll just work with 5 days. For every day they show up, and we just type in a number 1 here, 1, 1, 1, 1. Now, is there a quick way of tallying how many times they showed up? Well, let's click here in total, and let's type in equals count A. Equals count A, you can see Excel gives you a hint here, counts the number of cells in a range that are not empty. Now, this is not empty, this is not empty, and this is not empty, regardless of whether it's a number or some text. So here I'm going to say bracket. I'm going to highlight the range, and let's see how many things from day 1 to day 5 are not empty. Press enter. It's 3. Now the nice thing about Excel is if you use autofill, it figures out that we're trying to apply the corresponding rows to the same question. How many of these 5 days are non-empty? And so we have a COUNTA formula here, here, here. You can verify the formula in the formula bar. Now, what about the total number of days? I'm going to say equals count A bracket, and as for number of days, I'm going to just highlight this row here, B2 to F2. So this is the total number of days, and I'm just going to press enter. You can see that if I use the COUNTA formula here, it's going to definitely give me 5 days because each of these labels are not empty. Enter. So we have 5 days. Alright, so now let's figure out the average. By the way, if you do want to drag this down, it's going to kind of mess up because, as you learned from my previous video, if we always want things to adjust correspondingly, we just leave things as is. However, if we want things to be fixed, in this case we want to always talk about this particular row, and we want the B2 to F2 values never to change, we use absolute cell referencing, which is the dollar symbols here. Press enter. So now when we drag out autofill, we're always talking about this row here. So the number of days is always the same. Let's figure out the average. The average would be equals to average bracket the total number of days divided by the number of days here. And so the average is 0.6. We can autofill again. And let's just highlight the average here and change it to a percentage by clicking on this percentage symbol. And thus we have figured out the percentage of each person's attendance. And we can give awards to certain peoples.